Hi guys, welcome back to Relentless. Today we are going to be talking about having a nanny. So the goal of my whole platform of this channel and the blog is to provide my clients with the opportunity to learn about industries they might not be familiar with or they think is out of their reach. Sure. So to basically help them de-stress, because I can't treat them every day. They'd like to come for a massage every day, but that's just not possible. Yeah. And people come to me for different reasons. It can be physical stress, mentally emotional stress, and that is the whole idea behind what I'm doing here, is trying to present them with providers that can help manage that stress. So I have with me today Lee with
Family First Travel Nannies.
Family First Travel Nannies.
Yes.
And the first reaction I can imagine with most people that hear us talking about nannies is, well, I can't afford that.
Sure.
Or that's not for us.
Sure.
So before we get into dealing with that topic, first just tell us how you came about to have this business and opportunity, not only for families, but for the other people that you work with that are helping your families. How did this whole thing come about?
Absolutely. So I have been a nanny since I'm only 28, but 29 in April, right around the corner. But I've been a nanny truly since I was in 9th grade. I had my first nanny position. I had 2 toddlers. I did the dishes. I washed the laundry. I cleaned the house. I took them to the pool, all of it. And ever since then, I have been involved with children in some capacity. And it has just always been my heart to invest in those that are investing in the next generation. So children are just so valuable in just so many ways and are very important to me. And I've always felt this desire to protect and keep them safe. And so one way to do that is obviously by investing in the people that are watching those children, right? So many years ago, I went through my first nanny agency to find one of my positions. And unfortunately, after I was placed, it was great having someone match me with a family. But the family wasn't educated on how to take care of me as a nanny. And I didn't have the tools that I needed to communicate what I needed. So ever since then, I've just taken it as a learning opportunity to just get all of the information I can possible and pass it along to families and help educate them on how to properly take care of nannies, and also to invest in nannies by teaching professionalism tools. So we do portfolio training. I help nannies build their resumes. And then I also am huge on helping nannies learn how to communicate with families. And whenever I'm working with a family, I always ask what their communication styles are, and I ask the nannies the same thing, so that we can really help them, especially if they might be a good match but might have different communication styles. Then we help them with that, which is great.
This parallels with everything else that I talk to someone about. It goes back to having a plan.
Sure.
Because you may have a great product or service, but if you don't know how to implement it correctly, or you don't know how to use it correctly, it's not going to work the best that it possibly could. So that's what you're trying to do, is give the families and the providers the best plan to have success in what they're trying to accomplish, which is caring for their children, running a home more smoothly, and someone that loves to care for children. Having both of them on the same page is going to make for a more successful relationship, business-wise, and because they're part of their family, so family-wise.
100%.
So, like I said when we started, probably the first idea someone has is nanny. Oh, I can't have a nanny. So let's just right off the bat just dispel that idea that a nanny is unattainable. On a percentage, how many of your families that you place your nannies with are super rich?
I mean, they're definitely dual income families.
We think movie star status are the people that have nannies.
I do have high net worth families. But the majority are just dual income, upper middle class families that, actually, I even have single parents. I have a single mom and a single dad right now that are the best, and they treat their nannies fantastic. And you don't have to be
So that's
super rich.
So that's, you just expel that thought process. And I think one reason it may be is because I think a lot of us think that a nanny lives with us 24/7 or we have them 24/7. But the whole idea of what you're doing is, what do you need a person to help you with?
Exactly.
If you only need them to take them on a European vacation or a big vacation where you would like to have a little alone time, then that's all that we would provide the nanny for.
Exactly.
So talk to us a little bit about how it actually looks to have a nanny, the different positions that they can plug themselves into in a home to help our homes run more smoothly, which means you have less stress.
Yes.
And you can just come to me because I can make you feel good.
There you go.
Not because you have to deal with all of the stress.
Yes.
So talk to us about the different positions that a nanny can plug themselves into for our families.
Honestly, the sky's the limit here. I mean, we've placed house managers, which are going to be on the higher end of the spectrum where you need more help and more care. They're doing the grocery runs for you. They are doing your laundry. They're dropping off your dry cleaning. They're picking up the kids from school. They're the ones letting in people who maybe your kitchen's being redone. They're the ones letting them in. They're booking doctor's appointments, things like that to help take the stress off of you, right? That can be part-time or full-time. So that is one position. Another position, you can have a part-time or a full-time nanny. If you want a part-time nanny, we help educate families on how to keep that nanny long-term and not just or you can have a temporary nanny. I mean, there's some families that are maybe have family members in the hospital. We actually have quite a few families. I'm not sure if it's the way we advertise or our personalities. We have a lot of families in crisis that come to us.
Absolutely.
And so to me, it's a privilege because there's a certain trust level, right?
Yes.
So we've had a family recently, their nanny tore her ACL. And so they needed a temporary nanny for just 2 months. So we filled in a nanny for them. We've had families, maybe someone is in the hospital and you just need an extra set of hands so that, maybe your significant other can continue working.
Right.
And then the house can keep running, right?
Yes.
We do things like that. And then for parents who have newborns, I know you want some sleep.
Yes. They come here. They buy their sleep. They come to my office and buy their sleep.
There you go. So, I mean, something that we offer for families, if you want a night nanny to come in and just, there's different qualifications and skill levels for this, but depending on your needs, we help fill that, right? So as, early as 2 days old, all the way up to, sleep training, 6-month-old children. We can help you with that. Parent nannies will come in, and if you maybe just want 2 nights to yourself, we can help with that.
What we're trying to get everyone to see is no matter what the situation is, if it's a traumatic event that they need help with, if it's having a new baby in the house, if it is, job moving you somewhere and the first month is going to be crazy. That's all you need help for? That's all you're going to provide your nanny for. Exactly. It's amazing. I mean, I never thought of that.
Sure.
My children are much older now, but I would love to have had help just for a little while.
Right.
And
that's the thing. That's what's a little bit different about us. So there's quite a few agencies in the area that do backup care. And they'll do backup care for one day here and there. We typically do backup care we call it temporary care, and it's 5 days to 3 months. So we have nannies that are phenomenal. This is their career, and they will rotate between families to help keep them afloat, right?
Yes, just fill in where needed.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So in fact, one of my favorite things to do, I will say, is our travel nannies. You don't have to be traveling full time. You don't have to have a big corporate position where you're traveling all over the world.
Right.
If you're just going to Asheville for the weekend and you want to actually be able to go on a date or maybe have some alone time in your own room, have a nanny with you.
Yes.
Let them go take them to the museums.
Yes.
Let them go take them to dinner. And your children can still get that experience of being out of town, right? And getting to see other cultures. And I think that's super important. So, right now, I just got a text last night from one of our nannies. She's in Turks and Caicos with a family. And so she sent me a picture of the view.
My job.
I know. It's kind of wonderful. I will say the travel positions, I'll vet them.
Yes.
And if it's something I want to do, I will go.
I'm taking priority on this one. They need me.
Yes.
But I mean, really, you think about the investment of a vacation, and some people take a big trip once every 5 years. and you're investing a lot of money and time into that vacation, make a little more investment and you actually enjoy it more.
Yes, you know how you come back from a vacation and you need more time?
From the
it's
vacation,
like a vacation. The nanny can come help you pack.
Yes.
The nanny can, it's going to take the stress off of checking in. So like you're walking to the airport. That's stressful alone. You've got, say you've got a set of twin toddlers. They're going in different directions.
Yes.
That nanny can scoop them up, help you get checked in,
entertain
them on the airplane. Most of our nannies come prepared with they like their little Mary Poppins bags.
Right.
And they'll have toys and different fun activities to do on the airplane. And then they can help you unpack when you get back.
Yeah.
So then you're not as stressed.
Right.
It takes all that off. And so you truly enjoy your time. And you know that your children were taken care of. And they also enjoyed their time.
Yes. So we're going to get into some more detail about the actual things that go on in the house and child rearing in our next segment. But just to finish out this kind of this big picture of what nannying looks like, the first thing people are going to ask or be concerned about is their children's welfare and safety.
Yep.
So can you tell us a little bit about how you select your nannies,
Absolutely.
the process that goes on there, and just what that looks like?
Yes. So first, just to give a little background to everyone, I'm very involved in our nanny community across the country. So most of our families are up and down the East Coast. So we do place not just in Charlotte, but outside of Charlotte. But I go to annual conferences. So there's the Association of Premier Nanny Agencies, and then there's the International Nanny Association Conference. And there's also the International Nanny Training Day, which we are co-hosts of this year in Arizona. Super excited about that. But to say that the reason I'm telling you this is because we are engulfed in the nanny world, right? So we have these connections, and we have these resources that help us screen our nannies better. We have resources for families for tax and payroll, different things like that. And we're also very involved in the Facebook community. There's a whole world out there. There's thousands, and there's one group, there's about 7,000 nannies in one Facebook group, but we're heavily involved in those groups, which is very helpful, right? So one thing that we do is we meet with families. We get to know what their values are. We get to know what their desire is in having a nanny. And then we create a job description. So from that job description, nannies will apply to the position. They fill out an in-depth online application that we created. And then they meet with my business partner they have a phone call with my business partner, who she actually was the director of a Goddard school for many years. She's very particular. So they have a little screening with her. And then she calls 3 professional child care references and then checks a character reference. And if that comes back sparkling, they meet with me.
Right.
And then I spend about 45 minutes to an hour and a half with each candidate. And we do a national background check, a driving record check, social security check. We placed a nanny. She lived in India and in the U.S. And so you have to make sure that when someone's doing this on your own, please make sure that whoever you're using for the background check checks, but if they have multiple last names, if they lived in different countries, it's a very in-depth process, and just make sure that you're going.
A lot could be missed.
A lot could be
missed.
missed.
Know what you're doing.
Yes, and they're not cheap.
Right.
Which is, I would rather pay more for a background check and make sure that your children are safe.
Absolutely.
So we do all of that, and then I also, for me, as I mentioned before, I've been a nanny for 13 years, and I feel like I just have a good read on people. You can just tell when people are genuine. When we're screening nannies, we're not looking for just a good resume. I'm looking for humility. I'm looking for a hunger for growth. I'm looking for integrity, communication skills. If they don't have those, I'm not going to put them in someone's home.
Right.
Because those are all things that are necessary to create a healthy environment at home so that the family can grow with the nanny.
Yes. So, again, I provide you with the expert in the industry. You're welcome.
Yes, so funny.
No, I mean, that's what I try to get my clients and anyone that has the opportunity to hear these interviews is if you're looking for someone in a certain field, find the most qualified person.
Sure.
Money, you can look at something with massage. I'll just use myself as an example. you've got Burger King.
Sure.
And then you've got, I don't know, what's like the most expensive burger joint you could find?
I don't know. Bad Daddy's is different, but
yeah. So you got your industry levels you're gonna pick from.
Sure.
So you get what you pay for.
Sure.
In every industry. And when you are choosing someone, especially to care for your children, you want to make sure that they have a process that is tried and true, that doesn't miss anything, so that you can feel comfortable with them and go on about your day or go on about your vacation and not have to worry.
100%.
And that's exactly why I ask you to come talk to me and our guest, because you have this system in place. It's something we know is implemented. It's been obviously used for many, many years, and you've had much success.
Yes.
So we're going to go into the next segment in just a few moments. But before we do, is there anything else that you would like to share with our guest about just the idea of having a nanny or having that in your home? Just any word of encouragement or anything you'd like to say about the whole process?
Absolutely. So I think one of our biggest things is I hear from parents, especially stay-at-home parents, maybe stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads, they feel guilty for having a nanny. Stop that.
Yes.
It's all part of self-care.
Right.
Whether you're working full-time, part-time, it doesn't matter. I don't have children and I need help. So you have children. We all need help. And just give yourself some grace. It's okay. Another thing is, I was talking about this with someone earlier. You're creating a job for someone.
Right.
That is, don't feel bad about that. That's fantastic. There is a nanny waiting to care for someone.
Yes.
And you could be that person, which is wonderful.
Absolutely.
You and your children could be those people that nanny has been waiting for. Nannies just have this innate desire. It's to care and protect for other people, right? And so there's just this special bond that you can create with a nanny and your children create with the nanny. And you shouldn't feel bad for that. It's one of the most refreshing things I hear from parents is that they can go to work, not worry, actually get their work done, and then come home knowing their children are intact, safe, and maybe even better than they were that morning.
And just be.
Yes.
And not have to do so much.
100%.
And just enjoy being at home.
100%. I mean, it makes, the nanny took all the stress off of you, and then you can come home refreshed and not stressed, and you can put them to bed. You can be the one to give them the bath in the evening.
The good guy.
Yes, you can be the good guy. You can read them their books and put them down, and then enjoy relaxing the rest of the night. And you can just it just makes you a better person, right? And a better parent, a better wife, a better husband. It's just, I think it's a very valuable, a nanny, a newborn care specialist, any type of help you need. Give yourself some grace. It's okay.
Absolutely. That's a great way to end this segment. And all of your contact information will be in the description of this video, so feel free to contact Lee if you have any questions. But we will talk to you again soon about some child rearing tips.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye.